Bobo.
Bobo. Kiss. I said Bobo.
I said Bobo too.
And I gave you a kiss. Give me a kiss. Yeah, I said Bobo. That is not a kiss. That's good.
It had slobber on it.
That was a Korean. That was a hot and steamy Korean kiss right there.
Okay.
Right on the cheek.
I don't remember them pushing air through their lips, though, making up fart.
Well, no, I'm just saying that when you gave it. No.
I know. We had a coworker of Chris's and his family over. That's Friday. Yes. And his coworker is Danish.
Yes.
Right? From Denmark. And his wife is an African American woman. And they have a very beautiful child together. So Chris has gotten used to and gotten to know his coworker, but you never know how their significant other is. And so we've met her and talked to her a couple of times at Christmas parties, but that's the extent of it. I mean, people can be one way at a Christmas work event, and then in the privacy of their home, they could be totally different.
Sure.
So we had them over, and the oldest kids hit it off really well. Jacob.
They're the same age and 2 feet apart.
Yeah.
Because Jens, my coworker, is like 8'2".
He's not that tall.
He's
giant.
He's like 6'10".
Yeah. He's a giant.
Massive.
I felt very small next to him.
Yeah. I felt like everyone else feels like when they're next to me.
Yeah.
When I was next to him. It was
That's
like, oh, this is how all of you guys feel. I get it now. All right. So, yeah, and then so his daughter is an Amazon. She's
for a 10-year-old. Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, she was definitely 2 heads above our oldest, and Jacob's of average height.
Yeah.
Height. But yeah, she's definitely taken after her dad, and her mom's tall as well. And she's a taller for a woman. I'm 5'5", so I don't know what tall is. When I put my fancy culinary shoes on, I actually feel like a normal height for once. And then I take them off and I go, dunko.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had them over, had a great time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like, so it was one of those moments where you have really great friends, you haven't seen them for a while, and then you all get back together.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you just start from where you left off. Mm-hmm. There wasn't any time or space in between. It's just, So they didn't know us very well, so we told them the origins of how we met and how Chris proposed, and she had a field day with that.
Yeah, she thought that was funny.
Yeah, she did. He was very interactive. She was like, okay, tell me more.
Yeah, it was.
And then she's great. Like, well, what do you think? And I was like, well, I don't remember this part right here. And so I told her the parts that I remembered, and she was just like, oh! So we had a great time.
That was awesome.
We are planning to get together with them again, and she's going to cook us some fried chicken. That's right, people. There's no fried chicken out in San Diego.
Yeah, Southern fried chicken is sorely lacking, so it'll be nice to have that again.
Been a year and a half.
And she makes good biscuits, apparently, so I'm so excited.
So we had waffles for dinner tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking that when we talk to Shelly, I'm going to ask her to make a couple extra pieces so I can have chicken and waffles the next day.
Yeah, just like two pieces.
I just say 2 pieces, even small pieces.
Like breasts, That's what you do. You put a chicken breast on a waffle. I was being serious.
I know. I'm tired. I thought I've seen a breast and a leg before, or maybe a thigh.
No, it's usually just one piece of chicken on top of a waffle.
So I had a really great time with them.
It was great, yeah.
And what's amazing is that Jens actually grew up in Denmark, and she grew up in Texas. And so you're wondering, how the hell did they meet? And then how did they get along? Because they're just they're different enough, but they also have some similar, interests and things like that. They just came together, but be friends and hang out and do stuff, and then get together and marry and have
a girl.
mix. Anyways,
No point in.
so they had lots of funny stories.
Yeah, and they lived. Jens wanted to give his daughter the experience of living in his home country, so they moved for 2 or 3 years back, and they lived there. And he had been speaking Danish to her the whole time, and she had never refused to converse with him in anything but English. But being there, she had no choice but to speak Danish all the time. And he said within a couple of months she was fluent and really had a great experience. That was really cool, was being able to give her the experience of being there and seeing family. And she's gone back since to see family. And
Sounds like almost every summer she goes back for a little bit of time to be with her grandparents and the family over there on that side.
aunts and uncles and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. It was a cool thing to hear that she's embracing that side of her heritage, because it's very easy for first generation children to really embrace being American.
Yeah.
And to the sacrifice of their cultural identity from whatever they were before.
Yeah.
Whatever their parents were. So it's really cool that they're not doing that, and she's actually responding and all of that stuff. So it was cool.
It was very fun. Look forward to hanging out with them again.
Yep.
What's really great is feels like sometimes it's a needle in a haystack trying to find people that are similar to you. You know, not even finding people that you could talk to. I mean, when you get into small enough groups, you can talk to almost anybody as long as they speak English and you speak English.
Yes, that would help if you both spoke English.
Well, we know what it's like to be in
I
a
know.
home
Yeah.
where people don't speak English or choose not to.
Well, as I say, they all speak English.
Yeah, they just chose not
chose not to because we were the only people that they needed to speak English to.
So, funny people that speak English and have things in common with you is just like...
Pretty cool.
It is very cool.
Pretty
and
cool.
what's really interesting is that we actually lived in the Dallas, Texas area at the same time for a span of a couple of months. And so we were just like talking and chit-chatting about different places that we would go. When she said she made fried chicken, I was just like, oh my God, did y'all go to Babe's? And he's just like, what's that? And she's just like, oh my gosh, yes. And so it was nice being able to talk to people that had
the same experience as us, and could talk about things together like that. Was cool. It helped break the ice and get the relationship going too.
And she's a very outgoing person when meeting someone for the first time. So there was no lag in conversation. I think one of my favorite moments of the night is them talking about how they're trying to use less cuss words around their daughter at home. And they're trying to use food as references.
Right. What was it?
It was shrimp.
It was shrimp and French fries.
Yes.
French fries.
Shrimp, French fries.
I just dropped some eggs. Shrimp.
Yeah. And then I was using shrimp and grits later on that evening because I thought it was funny. But, so they're trying to use less cussing in their conversations, and they were trying really hard.
They were trying really hard when they were here.
And
they were mostly successful.
Yeah. And
it was very cool.
For us, Chris and I, we don't care how people, what they say specifically with our kids in the room, because we're not trying to change them. Obviously, there's, cussing like a sailor. Obviously, we would ask you not to, cuss like a sailor around our kids. But,
right.
But it was just so funny. We were talking about going on our vacations with them and where we were going, and we told him about Tokyo, and his first thing was those F&B people and blah blah blah, and he said it very quietly, but it was still very funny.
And had a bad experience in Tokyo.
Yeah, and Chris was like, I don't mind Jens cussing as much because his accent's so thick the kids really can't.
Like, we understood, but they're like, I don't know.
Yeah. And the kids were playing by that point in time, but it was still funny. And the baby, who like hardly ever
Likes anyone.
likes anyone immediately. Like, he'll like people eventually.
Yeah.
But Jens interacted with the baby very quickly. And so the baby's like, ooh, someone to play with. And the rest of the evening, it was just him playing with Jens and his daughters. So
it's very cool.
It was very nice to see Alexander interacting with people like that. So they're good people. We enjoyed our visit. We liked that they only live like 5 minutes away, and they chose to walk here instead of getting in their car and driving here. And
next time they're going to get on their mopeds.
Yeah, we might have a moped gang come.
Good.
They want us to get our motorcycles licensed so that we can drive their mopeds with them.
Mopeds with them.
So I think we should start a moped gang, man.
We should.
That would be awesome. We can
Hex
go back
Angels.
and get our Asian neighbor and her moped.
That's right, from over the other place.
Yep.
Like, let's go. Let's get it on. Let's go.
Rolling. So, all right, guys.
That's good for tonight, I think.
It is. I'm shared enough.
Yes, you have. Say goodnight.
Good night. Peace out.